Welcome to the first installment in our monthly Essential Arthouse series. These video essays will illustrate the importance of the films in their historical context and moreover why we consider these arthouse films to be essential viewing for cinephiles. When I tried to think of a short list of essential arthouse films, the very first one that came to mind was Fellini's 8½. To me, it perfectly embodies everything this series should be. Artful filmmaking that doesn't feel like a chore to sit through, but is still high-concept work. 8½, is able to walk that line perfectly, and it never stumbles while trying to find a balance between being serious yet humorous, psychologically heady but easy to comprehend, artful and even meta yet accessible to audiences. The story of 8½, is that of Guido Anselmi, a director in the midst of an inspiration crisis, preparing for his next film while dealing with personal issues and often receding into his memories, making connections between his work, his childhood, and his psyche. Like many of Fellini's films, it's known to be semi-autobiographical, even down to the lack of inspiration. The film uses surreal elements to illustrate the mind of a prolific director, but any artist can identify with the neurotic and self-deprecating process of genuine creativity. As the ensemble of professional, romantic, and spiritual characters from Guido's life pry at him in both dreams and reality, Fellini addresses creating selfishly versus out of love or pursuit of truth, as well as issues of writer's block, self-doubt, imposter syndrome, and how our lives always find their way into our work. The opening sequence is one of the most iconic surreal scenes ever put onto film, exceptionally depicting the isolating feeling of esotericism that has become pervasive in both Guido and Fellini's lives. Blending dreams, memories, and imagination creates a clear image of how the brain processes their reality, complete with idiosyncrasies, insecurities, and glaring flaws presented with no sugarcoating. Because of this, 8½, allows for some audience participation. Each viewer can uniquely interpret the context of a scene by assigning it to a quality of Guido's psyche and determining whether it's sourced from his delusions or his inspiration. It also has a long history of influence on the works of others as well. There's the use of surrealism to drive the comedy in the films of David Lynch.
Cut them up like regular chickens?
Sure, just cut them up like regular chickens.
The idiosyncratic comedy of Terry Gilliam in general, Tony's dream sequences on The Sopranos,
Now what's the matter?
Nothing.
Are you coming?
Yeah.
Charlie Kaufman's work, specifically Adaptation in Synecdoche, New York,
And why the fuck are you wasting my 2 precious hours with your movie? I don't have any use for it. I don't have any bloody use for it.
Okay, thanks.
and even the dance scene from Pulp Fiction is inspired by this film. There's also brilliant black and white cinematography, which is easily the most impressive of Fellini's films. The iconic music, which helps it walk the line between chaotic drama and farcical surrealist comedy, and a cast of hilarious and iconic characters down to the smallest parts. Don't think of watching 8½, as some sort of film education homework because it's required of you. 8½, also isn't just a film you need to see because it's important or influential. It's got everything, I promise. That, to me, is what makes it an essential art house film.